Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching the Tasty Pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods, Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, April 13th, 2021. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Sometimes when I have a hard time answering a question, asking follow-up questions helps my brain start to get a handle on things. Here's what I mean. Right now, one of the biggest questions in bodybuilding surrounds Kai Greene and whether or not he's coming back to compete again this year. So when I hear that, the first question that pops into my head is, well, why? Why would he come back now? With all the TV and film stuff that he has going on and all of his other business adventures, why would he even consider stepping on stage again? Did he not see what happened at last year's Olympia with Phil? Has any athlete in any sport who's never won a championship come out of retirement and checked that final box? For me, why is what it all boils down to. Because if you can't come up with a good answer for that, well, it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? And since we're already down the road of comeback rumors, we might as well keep going and dive right into Alexis Rolon. After basically being radio silent for the last few months, all of a sudden we've had 2 new updates from Alexis's camp in less than 3 weeks. In the 2 short video clips we've seen, Alexis looks like he's back in shape again and finally recovered from the various injury issues he'd been having. Because he hasn't competed for so long, you almost forgot that he was a legitimate top 10 Olympia threat 3 years ago before he decided to step away. And even though it doesn't look like he's at that point again, as a fan, this does give you something to be excited about. Plus, the Puerto Rico Pro is coming up in a few months, so if getting back on stage is a real possibility, it seems like that would be the place to do it. Okay, and now that we're done going down the rabbit hole of what might happen, how about we spend the next 2 segments talking about what's actually happening right now, starting with this update on Terrence Ruffin. The current number 2 man in classic physique has been working hard to add a few new tools to his toolbox over the last few months. And in the process, we've seen him connect with other big names like Ricky Moten Jr. and John Meadows to help give him that extra edge. I know there's a general consensus right now that Chris Bumstead is unbeatable, which is fair considering how dominant he's been for the last 2 years. But let's not forget that this is bodybuilding and nobody stays on top forever. And if Terrence is the next obvious choice in line, all the little stuff he does now might end up paying out some serious dividends down the road. I know we've talked on this show about bodybuilding not necessarily being a numbers game, but in some cases the numbers are the game. And in the case of Regan Grimes, 20 seems to be the magic number. A few days ago, Regan went on the record to say that he plans to add 20 pounds of muscle to the look that he brought to the Olympia stage last year. And if you heard me say the number and thought to yourself, damn, 20 pounds seems like a lot, well, don't worry. I thought the same thing. But truth be told, Regan knows that too. He's been in this game long enough to understand the math behind those numbers. So if he says that's his game plan, I trust that he'll do what he needs to make it happen. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.